Yi Sun-shin is supposed to be outdated. He's difficult to play, he needs a lot of farm, and one mistake can easily punish you. But somehow, good Yi Sun-shin players are still destroying games. So what exactly makes him so strong? And more importantly, is YSS actually still OP, or does he just look OP when a really good player is using him? Before we talk about whether YSS is OP, we need to understand what makes him different. Unlike most junglers, YSS can fight from two different ranges. He can attack from a distance, and when the enemy gets close, he can switch into melee attacks. That sounds simple, but it gives him a lot of flexibility. You don't always have to fight the same way. If the enemy is trying to get away, you can chase. If they're trying to dive you, you can reposition. And if you have the right distance, you can constantly pressure them without giving them an easy target. But there's something important here. YSS isn't strong just because he has two attack ranges. He's strong when the player knows how to use them. Now, let's talk about one of the most important things for any jungler: farming. And this is one area where YSS can be really good. His kit allows him to clear jungle efficiently and keep moving around the map. And that matters because jungle isn't just about getting kills. It's about gold and experience. The faster you clear, the faster you reach your items. The faster you reach your items, the more pressure you can create. So YSS doesn't necessarily need to fight every few seconds. Sometimes the best thing you can do is simply keep farming. Because once you start getting ahead in gold, YSS becomes much harder to deal with.
Our victory will be decisive.
Next is mobility. YSS's dash is one of the biggest reasons he can be so difficult to catch. You can use it to cross walls, chase enemies, escape, or reposition during a fight. But here's where the difference between a good and bad YSS starts showing. A bad YSS uses the dash whenever he wants to move faster. A good YSS saves it for the moment it actually matters. Because once you've used your escape, the enemy knows you have fewer options. So sometimes, the best YSS play isn't going in, it's waiting. Wait for the enemy to waste an important ability, then go in. Now we get to one of YSS's most underrated abilities, his ultimate. At first, it might just look like another damage ability, but the information it gives you is extremely valuable. You can see where enemies are, you can check their movement, you can help your teammates avoid danger, and you can make better decisions around objectives. For example, if you're farming on one side of the map and your ultimate reveals multiple enemies on the other side, you suddenly have information. Maybe you can take an objective, maybe your team should push, or maybe you realize it's better to back off. And that's something YSS can provide, without even physically being there. Look at his insane mobility. Now let's talk about the reason most people actually pick YSS. Damage. YSS can become extremely dangerous once he gets his items. And that's why his farming matters so much. If you give him enough time to farm, he can eventually become a serious threat in team fights. But this also creates an obvious weakness. YSS needs resources. If you're constantly dying, losing jungle camps, and falling behind, that damage you're expecting might never arrive. So when you're playing against YSS, one of the best things you can do is pressure his economy. Don't just think about killing him, think about stopping his farm. And now we get to the biggest problem with YSS. He's difficult. really difficult. You can have a great game on another jungler, then pick YSS, and suddenly everything feels completely different. Your positioning, dash, farming, timing matters a lot. And if you make a mistake, you can get punished immediately. This is probably why some players think YSS is weak. They're not necessarily wrong about their experience. YSS can feel terrible when you're not comfortable with him, but that doesn't automatically mean the hero is weak. It means his skill requirement is high. Here, how I dodge and outsmart them.
If you can predict the enemy's moves, you
YSS is good to snowball. Squishy heroes easily. So, is YSS still OP? Honestly, I wouldn't call him an easy OP hero. He's not a hero you can pick and immediately dominate with. But in the hands of someone who actually understands his timing, YSS can still be incredibly strong. And that's probably the best way to describe him. He's not broken for everyone. He's dangerous for the player who has mastered him.